Jai Hind friends. That car explosion near Delhi's Red Fort, which many initially thought was just an accident, has now officially been declared a terrorist incident. Yes, friends, the government has confirmed it. This was not just a random blast, this was act of terror. The confirmation came after the Cabinet Committee on Security, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, met and passed a detailed resolution condemning the attack. And what's inside the resolution tells us not only about this blast but also about how India plans to deal with terror in the future. Today we will go step by step into what exactly happened, how this network was exposed, and how Pakistan might be using Indian citizens as new weapons in a hybrid war. I am Rushikesh and I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Aaj Ka Bharat, where I try to simplify India's biggest stories in one video at a time. If you are new here, make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon so you never miss an update about what's shaping India today. Stay with me till the end, friends, because what's happening now could shape India's national security doctrine for years to come. After days of speculation, the Union Cabinet officially declared the November 10 Red Fort car explosion as a terrorist act. The resolution expressed deep grief over the victims, and the government even observed 2 minutes of silence in their memory. The statement described the blast as a heinous act of terror carried out by anti national forces. It praised India's security agencies, Delhi police, and medical teams for their quick response and thanked foreign nations who extended condolences and solidarity. But one detail caught everyone's attention. The resolution never named Pakistan. It mentioned perpetrators, collaborators, and sponsors, but without directly pointing fingers. Now that is unusual because after previous attacks like Pulwama 2019 or Pahalgam 2023, India had quickly named Pakistan and Jaish-e-Mohammed within hours. So why this restraint? Because this time the nature of the attack and those behind it are very different. Let's visit what happened. On the evening of November 10, 25, exploded near Delhi's Red Fort, one of the India's most secure landmarks. The explosion was so powerful that windows of nearby shops shattered instantly and panic spread across the area. Initially, authorities called it a car explosion, not a bomb blast, but forensic teams soon found explosive residues confirming that it was a planted device. 2 days later, on November 12, the same car was traced by the Faridabad police, leading investigators to a larger terror network. Prime Minister Modi personally visited LNJP hospital that evening to meet survivors and their families. He assured them that those responsible, the perpetrators, collaborators, and sponsors, would be brought to justice without delay. Soon after the blast, investigators made a chilling discovery. The attack was linked to a white collar terror module operating out of the Jammu and Kashmir involving educated professionals, including doctors. Police arrested Dr. Mujamil Ganai, who was already under the radar for his ties with the Jaish-e-Mohammed backed cells. Another suspect, Dr. Umar Nabi, is believed to have been a solo occupant of the car that exploded near Red Fort. Forensic teams and NIA investigators traced Dr. Mujamil's phone location and found that he and Dr. Umar had visited the Red Fort in January this year, likely for reconnaissance. In other words, the plan was months in the making. And here is another shocking detail. One of the female doctors from Srinagar, also arrested recently, was found to be communicating with handlers in Pakistan through encrypted apps using medical terminologies as a coded messages. Friends, you might remember Operation Sindoor, India's high-intensity cross-border strikes earlier this year, launched after repeated ceasefire violations and terror attempts from across the border. That operation sent a clear signal to Islamabad: if you sponsor terror, we will hit back across the border if needed. Now, many experts believe that this Red Fort blast was Pakistan's attempt to test India's red line again. By orchestrating a terror attack in India's capital and by using Indian citizens as foot soldiers, Pakistan could claim plausible deniability. We had nothing to do with it. It's India's internal problem. But India's intelligence community is not buying that narrative. Reports from NIA, RAW, and Delhi Police Special Cells suggest that Jaish-e-Mohammed handlers in Pakistan remotely guided this module, providing funding, training, and even target instructions through encrypted Telegram and WhatsApp channels. And this is what's truly alarming. Pakistan's intelligence agency ISI has reportedly developed a new tactic called half front strategy. Instead of sending foreign militants across the border, which has become extremely risky, they are now focusing on recruiting Indian citizens, radicalizing educated youth online, training them remotely, and funding them through Hawala routes and cryptocurrency wallets. Targets include students, engineers, doctors, and even women, educated individuals who can move across the country without suspicion. According to intelligence sources, sleeper cells are being activated across Kerala, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and Jammu and Kashmir. By doing this, Pakistan ensures zero cross border footprints, giving itself complete deniability while continuing its proxy war against India. So, how is India is responding? In the past 72 hours alone, security agencies have conducted over 300 coordinated raids across Delhi, Jammu and Kashmir, and northern states. Nearly 1,500 individuals have been detained or questioned. The NIA, along with Cyber and Financial Intelligence Unit, is tracing the digital trail, encrypted charts, Hawala transactions, and satellite communication logs. Investigators are examining if Pakistan Army's communication network showed unusual activity during the hours before and after the blast. The pattern observed the pattern observed in past terror incidents. Sources also confirm that international partners like UAE and France have offered technical assistance in tracking financial flows from Gulf region to Indian accounts used in this operation. Now let's understand the diplomatic angle. India has not publicly named Pakistan yet, and there are two reasons for that. First, diplomatic prudence. If India names Pakistan without completing the investigation, Islamabad will simply deny it and claim New Delhi is politicizing the tragedy. Second, strategic timing. By waiting until NIA gathers irrefutable evidence, India strengthens its case internationally, just as did after Pulwama before isolating Pakistan at the global stage. However, government sources have told multiple media outlets that Jaish-e-Mohammed, supported by Pakistan's ISI, is a prime suspect behind the module. So even though the cabinet statements used neutral terms like perpetrators, collaborators, and sponsors, everyone in the intelligence and diplomatic community knows who the sponsors are. Prime Minister Modi's message from Bhutan just days before the cabinet meeting was clear: the conspirators will not be spared. India's approach now seems to follow a two-phase plan. Phase first, clean the house first. Identify very domestic accomplices, sleeper cells, and radicalized group working under Pakistani influence. Phase 2, hit the network at its roots. Once the investigation concludes, India may invoke the Operation Sindoor doctrine again, striking at terror infrastructure beyond the border. Friends, the Delhi raid for terror blast is not just about one car or one city. It's about how terrorism is mutating, hiding behind local faces, using digital tools, and exploiting open societies. Pakistan might think it has found a new playbook, the half front war, but India's message remains the same: terror is terror. No matter how does it or where it hides, justice will reach them. Now the question is, should India respond militarily like it did after Pulwama, or wait for the NIA to complete its probe and expose the full network first? Tell me friends, what do you think? Comment below and let's discuss this together. And before you go, like this video, subscribe for more deep explainers, and join us as I decode the biggest stories shaping India's security and geopolitics. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki Jai.